Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, I'm here to talk about the possible fight that's supposed to headline UFC 300, Israel Adesanya versus Dricus. But before getting started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. UFC 300 has had so many fights that were supposed to headline that card. One of these fights is supposed to headline was the Israel Adesanya Dricus fight. I believe this one is still in the talks. I don't see how Dricus can fight as early as April when he basically just won the title. I believe the guy deserves a couple months, a little longer than a couple months worth of break. I know Israel Adesanya is perhaps ready to recapture that title. There's perhaps no question about that. But I highly doubt that this fight will happen UFC 300. I just don't see Israel Adesanya ready to re-enter the octagon quite yet. I could be wrong. Dricus, same thing. I believe the guy deserves somewhat of a break. He just won the title not too long ago. So if there is a middleweight bout that should happen UFC 300, I don't think it's Israel Adesanya versus Dricus. Perhaps we can see Hamza Chimaev versus Israel Adesanya. I believe that fight is more appealing than a Dricus Adesanya at this very time. I believe that there's still some work to be done between Dricus and Strickland. I don't know if the rematch is going to happen between the two sometime this year. But obviously Strickland is still in that mix. Adesanya, I believe, it's a good fight to make Adesanya and Hamza Chimaev. That I believe it's a really, really good fight to make. And I believe that Strickland should fight Dricus for that title perhaps sometime this summer. And come the end of the year, the winner of the possible match between Israel Adesanya and Hamza Chimaev, the winner of that fight, if that fight was to happen, UFC 300, faces the champion of the middleweight division come the end of the year. I believe that's the perfect scenario if everything goes to plan. But obviously, we're looking at Dricus versus Adesanya, UFC 300. Come April, so many fights that are supposed to headline this UFC 300 card, and none of them have quite been solidified yet and became official as of yet. There's nothing official. It's just a bunch of speculation. I know I would love to see Adesanya fight UFC 300. For some reason, I want to see him fight Hamza Chimaev more than I want to see him fight a Strickland. I believe that's gonna capture the eyes of so many more fighting fans. I believe the fight with Hamza Chimaev. I believe that fight is the fight that sells more pay-per-views and perhaps is the fight that makes most sense for UFC 300. And come the end of the year, whoever wins the fight in the middleweight division that night, UFC 300, say if Israel fights Hamza Chimaev, the winner of that fight, like I said earlier, fights the champion of the middleweight division come the end of the year. If you made it this far, appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments and like, subscribe for more.